Courage is the ability to stay calm in dangerous situations, but when you really get in danger, it's better to have someone you can rely on. And the one you can rely on is standing right behind my back. This car is called Inkas. It origins from Italian incassare. Let's collect some money. Holy shit, we're almost stuck here. A very wise man told me once, the desire to live is never stronger but at the moment when you're about to die. And these are the words that don't come out of my head throughout all this test drive. The minute you are on the edge between life and death, this is the moment you are ready to pay any f***ing price to keep your own ass safe and functional for tomorrow. And this car is the armored Inkas. An interesting company and an interesting car. You can try to reinvent the wheel, to design a new body, a new chassis, a new transmission and an engine, and spend billions to design a new car from the scratch. No matter how you call it, a tiger or a kitty, no one cares. But in the end, that's surely gonna cost you lots of money. But it's better to go on a proven path, a proven transmission, a proven engine, and proven drives. And technically, from the inside, this car is a Dodge Ram. The car comes here, then it gets disassembled, and they keep only the necessary frame they need. They calculate everything, then make this armored sheets of metal. They cut it, give it the necessary shape and form that is ready to take and absorb any strike. Every single part of this body is handmade, and they make it right here. These Continental tires are black and good looking, but hardly you could guess they are run flat. But it's not the usual civilian run flat, cause this car weighs 8.5 tons. For such a weight, this car has special durable tires. And by the way, talking about the size of this car, it's not just big, it's huge, it's enormous.
It's gigantic and very heavy.
You can feed this thing with 762 and it will not choke. You can shoot windows, doors, a radiator grill, anywhere you like. But you're not gonna hit your target even if you hit this car. This particular car has plenty of different lighting systems, lots of flashes, strobe and signal lights. It even has 2 bright projectors that beam for quite a long distance, and you can control them. This car costs $280,000, and it's not that much for your safety. I drove this car enough already, so now I can tell you that this car has a 6.7-liter engine, and it has 380 horsepower. It weighs about 8.5 tons. This car can use only rear-wheel drive, and also it can use all-wheel drive. You can install lots of optional systems here, for example an extinguishing system. It can be internal or external, or it can be only for the engine. Also you can install here a night vision system, and you're gonna have separate displays here for the night time. Same as this display for usual cameras, we have them around the car. And now, as all of you may see, I can easily watch all the perimeter, and these cameras let me see the 360 space around the car. That's very handy, and you can get used to its size very quickly. I feel the front just perfectly. I can't tell the same about the back of the car, but I have these cameras and they help a lot. You can insert a flash drive here if you want and record all of your trip. What car can I compare it with? Well, actually I guess there are lots of cars I could compare with it, but I would like to compare it with the Russian car from my personal experience. It's the Tiger. I used to test it earlier, and somehow it didn't work out between me and the Tiger, because it just drowned in some muddy puddle. But while I was driving it, I found out that it had no brakes at all. It was supposed to have some crazy double something braking system. I don't remember the name. I can only say that the car was unstoppable in a bad way. By the way, the completation they gave us for the test was cool. It had a leather interior and it was wonderful. It was not like the military car. It was more the car for showing off, and it was supposed to be a safe and comfortable vehicle to get you from point A to point B. But it had a weak engine, weak acceleration, no brakes at all, and no steering. And this car steers just like a minivan. And I can turn this heavy monster with one finger only. It's 8.5 tons. The turning radius is so small for such a car. It's almost on the spot for such a big and heavy vehicle. Look, one finger. It's a rear-wheel drive. I didn't try all-wheel drive yet. It doesn't spin wheels in the sand and runs over these dunes. I like it. I can't say I understood this car at once. Right now I'm crossing this dune with rear-wheel drive only, and I keep it on 1.5 thousand RPM. And we're gonna have more obstacles ahead, and we're gonna deal with them. Let's brake a little bit before it and slowly dive down. And it pushes itself forward and it sails by inertia. This car can drive any road very calm and confident. So I can't say I feel myself safe. I feel myself inside of the safe. It feels same comfortable as any SUV. These brakes are very light. Here I press it and the car stops easily. The handling is responsive, it's an automatic transmission, and this is just a drive mode. I press the pedal and here it goes. It's hard to believe, but even my mom will be able to drive this car to the mall. It's big of course, but she'll have these cameras. It's something like 35 degrees Celsius and it's hot enough, and we are driving in the desert now, so we can imagine how it feels from the outside. But this air conditioning system deals with the weather pretty good. It's very cool inside here. The coating is made of very nice materials. And also there's some insulation between this armor and this coating. This car really does feel like a very big and heavy vehicle, but it handles easily. I don't feel any problems with that. The main thing about this car is that it was built not by the government or by some brand for the government. It was made by people and engineers who love what they do, and they have lots of experience in making civilian armored cars. For example, on a turnkey basis, the Inkas company can fully rebuild your Land Cruiser like in 12 days. You just bring your car here, they work on it for a couple of weeks, and then give it back to you fully armored. Can you imagine that? They do it for many years and they made about 1,000 cars, and one day they simply decided to make cars for special forces. Why not? They decided to make cars that are really useful and can save lives, and the purpose of this particular car is to protect the crew and everyone else inside. This car was made to help you survive. There's some f***ing abyss ahead. Do you want me to drive into it? Hope we're not gonna crash. I trust this car. Holy shit, we're almost stuck here. God damn it. This car can withstand an explosion of 2 kilos of TNT. And the bottom of the car is made in a special way. It has kind of V-shape. Such a decision was made to protect the floor from the fragmentation and keep the car body and the crew safe from the absorbing the whole energy from the explosion. This floor keeps you safe. 545. 762. A grenade. It turns really well on high speed. I like that. It steers pretty easy. The handling is outstanding. So it has a small turning radius and it steers good. That's very important. And here's one more interesting fact. Those back seats for the crew, they're not separate, they made as a couch. So in case someone gets an injury, you can lay him on this couch. Or simply you can sleep or rest on this couch if you need to. You know, in general, all these military vehicles are made in a primitive way and no one actually gives a shit about the soldier. Whether he's cold or hot, comfortable or not. Perhaps someone may know the old Russian gases. They had a gear stick over here. Those engineers were f***ing insane. How could they put a gear stick behind your hand? That's so stupid. That's why I'm telling you that all these military cars are very inconvenient in use. And sometimes even impossible. And this car is quite the opposite. It's not only about the price and functions and equipment, which are, by the way, quite suitable for the company or a person who's gonna buy it. This car is made with different approach. I mean, except performing its straight tasks, it's also supposed to give its owner not only the safety, but also lots of comfort. That is why you can easily place 6, 7, 8 passengers, and also you can place 3 more over here, because this thing is not an armrest. This is an armrest, but it's also a seat. Just let me put it up, and you can sit here. 11 seats. 11! It turns out that, with the help of your experience and knowledge, you are able to create a good car if you really want to. And you don't have to steal ideas. Even with such a product, you can find your niche on the market. I'm sure that if civilian companies in the whole world started to create military vehicles or something like this, there would be much more competition and development in this sphere, and we would have much more interesting cars on the market and they would be much more valuable. But when the government takes it under control, I'm sure nothing good will ever come out of this. It's same as construction business and all the rest. The market works the same everywhere. You know, I found this car pretty cool, by the way. You can drive it being drunk as shit. Is that a house ahead? Ah, never mind. The Inkas company makes armored Land Cruisers, Lexuses, Tahoes, Suburbans, G-Wagons, everything you want, even a Mini Cooper. If you bring them one, they'll make it armored. I gained a colossal experience here, and now I understand armor better. And I know what an armored car is. I know how and how long it takes to make one, and what materials it's made of. Now I understand how it looks like from the inside. I was very surprised with the acceleration of this car, because I had no idea how this 8.5 tons drive and this 1000 of torque feels like. The 760 BMW with 1200 of torque flies into space in 2.9 seconds and it destroys the BMW M5 F90. This car cannot do that, but it does its own things. It's from the different world. It was very interesting. So thank you for watching. I'm Eric Davidich. Hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. And if there ever comes the time to buy an armored ride, I'll go to Inkas. Goodbye.